Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to GameStop Hometown Heroes, presented by PlayStation 4. Let's take a look at some of the big plays we saw in our first round of matches. He just makes it look almost too easy. Yeah, that's a pun. That's a play on words, I know. Dustin got that one. That Atrocitus just looks so good. A beautiful play coming from that deck star. Firestorm looking too crazy. I got to learn how to play that character as well. Look at that freezing shot. Tiger was able to get the victory, but still playing very well with Green Arrow. And Timmy, I love the name, but the dead shot was just too much at first. Blackout was able to take the victory. All right, folks, our friends over at GameStop have an awesome sale going on. It's Game Days sale, up to 50% off the biggest games, and it's only for this week. It ends this Sunday, the 16th. You want more information? GameStop.com. Power to the players. All right, guys, we're about ready for our next set of matches. We want to hear from you on social media, so make sure to send us your tweets, ESL Injustice, and use that hashtag Hometown Heroes. We're popping up those tweets down below throughout the entire night. We want to hear from you. All right, let's get ready for our next matches. Let's throw it back to the commentators, Dustin Kane and Evan Hashimoto. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Josh. And of course, there is going to be a fan vote for which region gets to be the, I believe, the 10th week that we get to see for a second or potentially third time if it's correct. But we'll see who that is. Let's look at a few of those regions that it potentially could be and their standings for the
you know what? Why don't we start off with a little Dallas? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and DSV Black actually won this week, putting himself up to 7th place with just Cheetah, only Cheetah, which is pretty impressive. Peanut taking 2nd, Deoxys taking 3rd, but Ominous with a pretty solid lead, holding that 1st place spot.
That is true. Ominous, man, was he talking that week he won too when we broadcast them.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say this, Handy got his revenge. Moving on to Chicago. It is going to be Perfect Legend leading the pack with 375 points. And then Alcatraz obviously in 2nd, and then Tweedy and Play New One follow. But it was actually PL winning.
And I actually want to talk a little bit about that last one. If you guys saw, OD Alcatraz, who was another one of the OD members,
yes,
was actually 2nd place. And another person who we're actually seeing right now was on that list. Limbo Dog was actually, I don't know, somewhere around 10th place on the Chicago region. But yeah, here he is today.
He's like,
playing in Seattle.
I'm just going to go play where I have 0 points. It's not going to matter because he's not going to continue playing in the Seattle region.
Right. It's just, it is what it is.
Begin.
All right, so we are starting off with Tigers picking Black Adam,
yeah,
which
and these
obviously I'm a little disappointed with.
Not really. I mean, these are,
yeah.
Listen, these are 2 characters that we normally don't get to see.
That is true. Very rare characters, both using the demon skins. No, actually, it's not the demon skin. That's the
no, that's just the. That's not the demon. Wow, that's 2 straight dive kicks and then
just chill,
dive
just
kick.
Walking back.
He floats back.
That's true. He's, just like Superman,
floaties.
Ooh, all right.
Nice down 2 in between the forward 1-2. Now the forward 1 is a high, and this is an interesting matchup for 2 reasons. One of those being the fact that they both do great damage, right? Obviously, Adam does a little more, but Aquaman is no slouch in the damage department. And then the other interesting thing is that Aquaman technically wins this matchup close, generally based on his range and his normals, but then Aquaman wins at full screen because of things like that, being able to punish Tentacle Strike, I was going to call it, from the deep, but also the fact that there's nothing that Aquaman can do at full screen about low light.
Right. I mean, he has to jump it, and even then, he still can't punish it. So he has to make some really good reasons to get around that zone. Nice! That's one of the first times we've actually seen that punish on stream, where you meter burn flip out of the meter burn Tentacle Strike, and you get a completely full combo.
It's really hard to do, by the way.
It is.
I've been trying it in preparation for EVO, and the timing is very strict, and sometimes you just don't get it.
Yeah, but
actually, a lot of the times you don't get it.
It is true, but we saw Tiger comfortably using that. We also, though, saw FrightNightTV actually being ready to defend against that as he traded up immediately. And now we're down to essentially 1 hit away, 1 true hit, and almost chip. Oh, yeah.
It's my turn to rule. I'll flay you first.
Do you think that might have been an attempt to push block?
That's what I think.
But regardless, it did get Tigers out of that situation. Not right up,
bro. Pachoo! That's what a trident sounds like.
That is nothing what a trident sounds like.
You don't think so?
No.
That's a cool trident, though.
It's not a trident, actually, I think, right?
It's a quadrant?
No, that would be 4. That's 5. So it'd be a...
It's a trident.
Pentadent? I don't know.
Trent.
Okay, if any of you know what it's called when there's actually 5 spikes on a trident.
Well, penta is 5.
Right, so pentadent?
Penta.
That doesn't sound right. Please, let us know on Twitter.
That's why I said pentatrint.
Use hashtag hometown heroes. Tag at ESL
We're
Injustice,
wasting a lot of time with this.
trying to figure out what this is. So if you guys could help us get over this sort of question. All right, so Tigers, I thought Tigers might go back to Brainiac, but...
What do you think that matchup is, as a former Brainiac enthusiast, if you will?
Ooh, I don't know. Well, I'm not going to give any sort of real full matchup opinion, but I'll tell you how tools,
what do you,
right.
One
of the biggest issues, for sure, is the fact that Aquaman controls the air very well with his down 2, with his jump 2, and of course that's exactly where Brainiac wants to be. But on the other hand, Brainiac does have a lot of single-hit launchers, so I don't know. It's really interesting. And of course, Tigers has very, very different matchup opinions than most with Brainiac. Of course, saying that Brainiac is top 5, above Batman. That was the direct line. Top 5, just barely above Batman.
That's a really bold statement.
It is.
Let's see how it plays out for him.
Well, we actually won't see how that plays out for him, unless we do see a pick to Brainiac later on. The Kudu!
Oh, the Kudu! So here's the thing. Brainiac is top 5, but Adam is just slightly more top 5, which is why I think he's using Adam.
yeah, just slightly more top 5, yeah.
He's just a smidge up there, you know?
Ooh, man, Limbo Dog, or FrightNightTV, taking so much damage, very much maximizing his combos. Maybe not his combos, but his damage. He's maximizing the damage that he can get out of situations.
Those orbs are so mesmerizing. And that's life bar, yeah. I mean, on the same side of the coin, like, Black Magic can be punished by Tentacle Strike, but there's no reason for Adam to ever use it unless he's punishing that, because low lightning is safe, so at least from full screen.
Child could best you. Even you underestimate me.
He literally said that a child, a normal Kondaki child, could beat the Lord.
You don't even know. They're little savages.
They must go through some real stuff if they can beat the Lord of Atlantis. That's a real claim.
Jumps back, goes for the punish, gets checked again.
Oh, and that is what we were just so used to seeing. Shoutouts to Mr. Aquaman. It's definitely his favorite move right now.
That meme will never die.
Oh, never. Oh, nice flip out, but doesn't matter.
Enough. And look at that. Limbo Dog is going to be moving 2-0 against the Titanium of Tigers.
The most Titanium of Tigers. But Limbo, bring it home, Titanium Tigers. All right, so ANBU Fight Club actually rooting for their very own Titanium Tigers. Now, I want to bring up the fact that this is potentially what we saw, well, what we didn't see earlier in the bracket. So, like Tigers was saying, against Mr. Snacks, he went Black Adam the first 2, lost, and then won 2 in a row with Brainiac. Now, if we do end up seeing that again, then that means it'll be a very similar idea where maybe Tigers should have just stuck with what they're comfortable with.
Yeah. Starting off with 4-2.
That is a very classic Aquaman start. Wow, back 1-2ing out of the charge. That may be another reason.
Did you know that 4-2, it's, I believe it's -11. It's like deceptively minus, but it's like hard to punish.
It is, because it's so far away. And ooh, this is looking very good for the Limbo Dog.
Yeah, this is not looking good at all for Tiger, I'm going to be honest.
I would have to assume this is a matchup that Tiger just doesn't feel very comfortable with. Oh, and a whiffed dive kick.
Oh, and he tried to set up a trade. He gets hit by Tentacle Strike 2 times in a row now. And this life lead is huge. And unfortunately, Tigers is out to clash early.
Yeah, that is very early. And the real question is, okay, how much meter does Tigers want to spend? 2 bars. That's not going to leave Tigers with too much damage, or sorry, too much meter for damage later on.
I mean, he does have 2 bars now, and he is going to get a throw towards the corner, so there is definitely still a chance.
Oh, and could have got a little bit more of a conversion there from the dive kick.
Couldn't get away from that truck.
12th level intellect does not help you escape trucks.
Oh, nice air to air from Limbo.
Oh, and there we go. We're starting to see Water Shield. Water Shield is still one of the most underutilized tools from Aquaman.
It's very good. But ANBU Tiger taking out a life bar with Brainiac. Not doing, honestly, too bad, especially considering the start that he had. Oh, and just Raw trying to jump out.
What actually was that?
He used the tech.
Was that that wasn't the tech? You like, I don't know. That was very weird. We're gonna have to see what that was. Yeah, he like jumped. He was like, surprise! I'm still on the ground and I didn't get to punish you. So I really want to know what that was. Hopefully we do get to see that in replay again because it looked like it might have been a meter burn flip, but regardless,
Limbo
wasn't
dunk
able to save.
Comes to the Washington region, Seattle, and he is taking people out in the top 8, and he now advances forward.
Yeah, I'm going to move on. One more match in losers. Very, very nice play from him. Looked very comfortable against Brainiac, which was surprising. But unfortunately, that means that ANBU Tiger, still leading the pack as far as points, is going to move out at 5th place.